Experts on global warming say the international agreement reached in Kyoto, Japan last month is only one step in a long effort to reduce harmful greenhouse gas emissions. Olden Meyer from the Union of Concerned Scientists spoke recently at a Washington conference on the issue.
Science tells us that ultimately to control this situation we need to cut emissions much more deeply than anybody had on the table in Kyoto. But we all know that this is going to be a multi-stage effort.
Greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide are widely believed to cause a rise in global temperatures by trapping the heat in the atmosphere.
The science right now indicates that there are some very serious risks to the planet's health and to human health, to ecosystems, and to our economy if warming projected now takes place over the course of the next century.
Carl Hausker, an expert at the Center of Strategic and International Studies in Washington, says while the Kyoto Agreement is not perfect, it is a prudent step to manage the risk.
There's no magic number that could have come out of Kyoto that will solve this problem. If the projections, our current best projections of what will happen, continue to strengthen over the coming years, we will not have to cut 5%. We will have to achieve some very dramatic reductions further on into the century.
In Kyoto, different industrialized countries agreed to different levels of reductions from their 1990 levels.
In terms of a fair allocation of emission cuts, that was a difficult negotiation, and I think it was a good step forward that instead of trying to find a single number to fit every country, we arrived at a negotiated settlement where countries had different targets reflecting to some extent their different situations.
Developing countries did not commit to a meaningful participation in Kyoto, which makes the current agreement less than global. Their reasons are complex, including lack of trust between the developing and developed countries. The developing world also asserts most of the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere were emitted by the industrialized world.
The developing world has many near-term problems to take care of in terms of lifting its people out of poverty and achieving a decent standard of living for their citizens. So they assert that it is not their responsibility at this time to make sacrifices to preserve the global atmosphere.
Mr. Hausker says, however, many developing countries are beginning to realize the risks to their own people from polluted atmosphere. The solution, he says, is helping those countries move toward cleaner fuels and cleaner technologies. Mr. Hausker and other experts also argue the world can achieve substantial reductions in greenhouse gas emissions without sacrificing economic growth. The way to do it, they say, is not by using less energy, but by using cleaner energy.